Hello, welcome back to the Rio Tinto Stadium. A wonderful occasion once again in Major League Soccer. Sporting Kansas City playing Real Salt Lake. They do not get any bigger than this.
Well, we already talked about the two defenders filling in on the outside spots, but also those two in the middle. City needs to break them down.
Here we go, we're here Sporting KC.
And just building on what we just talked about.
Well, who'd have thought it? Just a few months ago, Sporting KC were lingering at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, and now with a victory here tonight and with the results going their way elsewhere, Sporting KC could be on top of the Eastern Conference. Zusi, a free kick for Sporting KC. Whips a dangerous ball in. Collins lurking. Aurélien Collin, saved by Nick Rimando at the last minute there. An instinctive reaction from Rimando as Real Salt Lake push themselves forward. Spindola. And eventually the ball will go all the way back to Jimmy Nielsen, but from one end of the field to the other, what a save from Nick Rimando, Jake Yardage.
Well, what makes the save more remarkable is that when that ball comes in, you're expecting it to be cleared as a goalkeeper, and then all of a sudden it's bouncing around on the ground, and it gets it to the feet of Aurélien Collin, and Nick Rimando really only has a split second to make up his mind and find the right position.
Come on. To get the better of Robbie Russell and does so. César, great ball. Roger Espinoza inside, ball across, and Nick Rimando with a big save once again for Real Salt Lake. A huge save from such a small man.
Big time save from Nick Rimando. Is a great through ball play by Júlio César to Roger Espinoza.
To save that is from Nick Rimando. Espinoza played the ball in. Williams. Taken down by Aurélien Collin. Williams with a back heel. Aurélien Collin able to deal with the situation there. Free kick to the home side. He stands over the ball eloquently as he does. Beckerman. Good ball in and a header! Nat Borchers puts Real Salt Lake ahead in this huge game in Major League Soccer. Real Salt Lake 1, Sporting KC 0.
And anytime you have Kyle Beckerman standing over a ball in that type of situation, you have to be worried. Does a great job of seeing his man far post, and Nat Borchers getting off of his man, cutting around the backside, and a curled ball right into his path. Is able to easily push that far post past an outstretched Jimmy Nielsen. Clinical play from Real Salt Lake.
And a really well directed header from Nat Borchers. With a free kick in that situation. Rather bizarrely. César with a drive! Tips over the bar. Rimando coming up with the goods there. And a spectacular drive from Júlio César.
Only on a handful of occasions in each Sporting KC game will we see Júlio César move up and basically take over that attacking role and take one or two shots every now and again. That's a great play by Júlio César to not only get the ball, but circle around, get in front of the defender, and test keeper from distance.
Headed away. And again, the referee blows his whistle. Once again, not for the first time this evening. And free kicks awarded to Sporting. Jimmy Nielsen's gone down here off the ball. Jimmy Nielsen was just walking past a Real Salt Lake jersey. Not sure if it was a Spindola. Either way, Jimmy Nielsen goes down.
Well, it looks like fairly incidental contact after the play as Jimmy Nielsen gets out there to retrieve the ball and start and look for the free kick, but it looked like Hamilton Alave retreating back towards his defender position, maybe catches Jimmy Nielsen in the chin with the shoulder, but it didn't really look like there was anything malicious involved in the contact.
Fong tried to lay it back off to the Brazilian playmaker. All played through. Spindola's onside here for Real Salt Lake. Opportunity for the home side of Spindola. Good save from Jimmy Nielsen once again, made himself as big as he possibly could. A vital moment in this game. Jimmy Nielsen coming up with the goods once again.
Fabian Espindola doing a great job of seeing the offside trap and reading it for the release of that kick, and it's really just him and Nielsen all by himself. You saw Jimmy Nielsen retreat back to the goal mouth, just take a little bit of, maybe take the hesitation out of Fabian Espindola, or I should say instill a little bit of hesitation, find position, get big, and keep that one out of goal.
Kamara, decent ball in, Bunbury's lurking. Rimando once again on top of things there. And a bit of a helping hand from his defenders. Really good ball in, and Nick Rimando there coming up with the goods once again. Sinovic plays the ball towards the edge. Susi thought about the shot. Jefferson. Sinovic. Jefferson again. A right-footed drive and into the arms of Nick Rimando. Good build-up play from Sporting KC once again. Here we have the opportunity at the other end. Espindola forcing Jimmy Nielsen into a really top-class save there. Susi. Ball played in over the heads of many. And a handball from Jefferson. And there we have the final whistle. Sporting KC have fallen to Real Salt Lake at the Rio Tinto Stadium. Nat Borchers with the single solitary goal after 50 minutes or so. A powerful header. Both sides had opportunities to increase the scoreline, but it ends Sporting KC 0, Real Salt Lake 1. Jake Yardridge.